Today we putting an end to the Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan debate. This is something I heard on TV currently, and it's because the analysts are trying to show the gap in between Kobe and LeBron. And the problem with them doing that is all of the players, not all, but majority, like over 80%, that played against Kobe and LeBron say Kobe was better. So the analysts feel different, and for them to make it a even more gap, they go, Kobe wasn't even better than Tim Duncan. They played in the same era. Tim Duncan was better. No. Alright? No. When they played, nobody thought Tim Duncan was better than Kobe Bryant. Tim Duncan never showed dominance in the league where he was going to back-to-back finals like that. He got one early in his career, right? With David Robinson. It was like a lockout season or something. And then he got one on the tail end of his career. It wasn't like throughout his career he showed a straight dominance, but Tim Duncan always had a team around him. I mean, always. And he has, and I hate to go at Tim Duncan because I got Tim Duncan in my top 10, but he not better than Kobe Bryant. Like, it's a little gap too. Like, it ain't like, oh yeah, you could. No. Dog, do you know how many times Tim Duncan had a contending team and lost in the first or the second round of the playoffs? A lot. It was times where he had Kobe Bryant has never had a contending team. A contending team. And been knocked out in the first round. Ever. It was some years Tim Duncan lost to the Mavs in the second round. I mean, lost to the Grizzlies in the first round, second round. And you go, yo, how did they lose to the Grizzlies? Came up real short. Like, he got times like that while he's on the top team. And not to mention, this is what really separated for me, man. And this is where I could say, okay, because see, everybody's career goes different ways, right? And you say, this person had more opportunities. You know, the people that vote for MVPs, they look at it, you got to have stats and then standings, which it throws them off sometimes because players can pad their stats in different ways, running high pick and roll, things like that. So it throws them off. Oftentimes, the MVP is the Offensive Player of the Year award. It don't really, they could be a liability on defense, still win MVP. So it's not those type of awards that I look at. I just look at who players won championships with and who they beat. Kobe got a more impressive, because those last two championships, the only other guy that could have won with them teams Kobe had, Michael Jordan. Real talk. Because you can't just, Magic Johnson don't win championships with Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum and no. LeBron don't either. Tim Duncan don't either. They don't win that team wasn't good, dog. Like when you, like, not that they wasn't good, they was okay. But when they mention the all-time great teams, they don't say that Kobe Gasol team. Because they wasn't a great team. They wasn't. He took them to 3 straight finals. That team wasn't like, that wasn't the Heat team. That wasn't the Bulls team. That wasn't Kobe and Shaq. Them teams wasn't all that, man. He carried those teams, offensively and defensively. But what really separated them, and this is where I was going, is the Olympics. See, they don't even critique Tim Duncan the way they critique Chris Broussard, Nick Wright, all them guys over at FS1 that be, you know, riding LeBron. Chris Broussard, I watched the Odd Couple a lot, right? Chris Broussard actually breaks down the game very well. But because of his love for LeBron, he will omit that LeBron fall into certain categories. Real talk. Real talk. And I love the odd couple. But Tim Duncan lost in the Olympics. I mean, he's the only top player since people been going to the Olympics that don't got a gold medal. The only one. When he led the Olympic team, Kobe was going through the case. When he led the Olympic team, they didn't win the gold medal. Him, it was Iverson, it was some guys. They had some, it wasn't like it was some scrubs. They had some young guy, young Melo, young LeBron. It ain't really on them. But the best player on that team, Kobe wasn't there. Shaq wasn't there. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was the best player on that team. They lost. Didn't take home the gold medal. If you simply take Tim Duncan off, position, no position, take Tim Duncan off, put Kobe Bryant on, they win the gold medal. Literally. Kobe's that, he not letting dudes not leave with a gold medal. That's how you get the redeem team. Guess what? Tim Duncan went on that team. Tim Duncan don't have a gold medal, man. Literally. So, it's like things you can see. Tim Duncan never won a championship with a team as bad as Kobe 09 Lakers. Ever. He always had Tony Parker, monster. Ginobili, monster. Michael Finley. Like, he had guys, dog. Dudes that knew they role. Bruce Bowen, lockdown defender, corner three. You know, Timmy always had Kawhi Leonard at the back end, right? That was his last championship. David Robinson, his first championship. Like, look at how many guys dudes play with. And it's sad that you watch these dudes and then they talk about my generation. They will look at my generation and say, my generation think LeBron better than... No, we don't. I never said that. But because of them wanting to make LeBron, like, so solidify him as the second best player ever, they knock Kobe down further. Because they know Kobe's a legit threat in the eyes of the people, in the eyes of the players. Chris Broussard said this many a times. He said, yo, the players think Kobe better than LeBron. Yeah, they do, man. But this how we get to Tim Duncan. So they go, all right, how can we separate the LeBron and Tim Duncan thing? I mean, the LeBron and Kobe. Put Tim Duncan right there. Knowing Tim Duncan don't belong there. Knowing you didn't even critique Tim Duncan the same way you critique. Picture if Kobe would have went to the Olympics and didn't bring home a gold medal, dog. Picture that. Picture if Kevin Durant did that. Or LeBron James. Like, real talk. They don't even... Picture if LeBron in 2016, he goes to the Olympics and comes home without a gold medal. I mean, he did in 04. But he was younger, so... But picture if he did that when he was expected to be the leader of the team. Y'all would be killing him. Killing him. Like, every time y'all make these arguments, that'll be one thing y'all bring up. With Tim Duncan, nobody bring that up. Nobody bring up the losses to the grid. I remember one year, real talk. I'm like, okay, you got the Spurs. Spurs might win it all this year. They lose in the first round. I said, what the world? Spurs might win it all this year, man. They team look good. They lose in the second round. You're like, yo. And then the team they lose to. You know what I mean? Like, I remember Kobe got swept by Dallas in 2011. Dallas went on to win the championship. It's like the team they even lose to don't be nothing. They just choke. And then they lose to a team that go nowhere. You know what I mean? That's how you know you choked. Like, Phoenix Suns, they choked. They lost in the playoffs to a team that didn't go nowhere. Golden State handled easy. Went to the finals. That's how you know, like, when you choked. When the team just don't, when you lose to a team, they go on to win the championship. I mean, you lost to the champions. When you lose to a team and they go on and lose in the next round bad, you just choked. If you was the favorite, you just choked. You know, so this debate shouldn't even really happen, but I broke down some key things nobody bring up. And I hate I had to do it really because Tim Duncan is probably, you got Kareem, Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon. Tim Duncan is the fourth best big man. Big man, power forward center position. Tim Duncan is the fourth best big man in history. And the fifth would probably be probably Moses Malone. But those are the five best big men, you know, in my opinion. You got Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Moses Malone. You know, so Timmy is an all-time great, but he ain't no Kobe Bryant.